Okay, so good morning. We start the recording of this meeting. So since yesterday, not a lot happened. We had this push. We went long here yesterday, took a nice long. I added long in several occasions, took this short for 60 pips or so. I think I banked it here when I took this last long. Then this was a long call, another long call, another long call, which is the one I banked 40 pips this morning here, I think. Then I went long this morning again here and there on the London Open. So now we are at the time channel. That's what I wrote. So the time channel, usually if we keep on with this move inside the time channel, we can see a nice continuation on the upside, which is for now not likely, not happening. So we need to check. Well, right now it's the first 5 minutes of this move. So we have, of course, the same thing as yesterday. If we pull back or if we go lower, of course, we'll get long and add more longs. I would like to have a nice long position ready and protected, which means with 20, 30 pips or more of gains before the CPI today. So the CPI today will be a tricky time, of course. It's expected to be, let me grab that now. It's expected to be, I take only this one. So as I was saying, the CPI is expected to be minus 0.1 and the core CPI. So both of them has to be really looked at today. So concerning the CPI, we are expecting, the last one was 0, so it was positive, and we are expecting minus 0.1. So that was the first not negative reading in August. And we really need to see what happened, because of course that will have an influence on the euro, on the USD, and then on the euro USD, because it's the a very important reading for the for the inflation. So if we have a worse reading or a much worse reading on this one, it will mean USD will be bought hardly, and then I will wait to get long again Euro USD. That's concerning this the CPI. Concerning the core CPI, well, it's the same thing. So we need really to be careful on what will happen, because both of them are measuring inflation, but in a different way. The core CPI is excluding food and energy, and this one not. So, of course, the one that is concerning more the people, the daily, day-to-day life, is this one, because everybody buy energy and food. So, really important to look what happens there. And we have another one, important data this morning, which I mentioned, which is the not this one, but the German, yes, the German ZEW sentiment. So it's important to see if we have a better reading or not. We are inside negative reading since the war started, as we can see here, like it was at a certain time in March 2020 for the COVID and things like that. But now we are really inside for the last 6 months now, which is since the war started. We are bottoming in an area that is, if we look back, that is normally, it's not like trading, but I mean, it's normally not going much further, this area. So there is more potential, I would say, for a better reading than expecting. So we are expecting 60, which is a little bit worse than what we had. So we could have a good surprise. It will still be a negative reading, so not good for the overall for the currency, but could be interpreted as an improvement if we get something like, let's say 30, 40, in the 40s area or something like that. That could be doing some action on the price. sorry, it's really very windy outside. We have nearly 100 kilometers, so it was banging somewhere. So that's for the data. Concerning the Euro USD, for now, as I said, what I would like is the very nice scenario would be we would get a pullback now and a bounce from this pullback. Now, I mean, before 12 o'clock, before 10 or 11 GMT. So that would be really great. And we could have a nice entry before the CPI. That's what I would like to see. But there is a good chance that we stay ranging till the CPI comes. So we have the same level as the one I said yesterday, which is this big 76.40 fib, the previous top here. And we have this price gap that I draw on this chart. So this price gap, this complete price gap, which is of course the weekly open, because it's when we open the week. So we see that that's when I took the last long yesterday, right on the weekly open and the top of this price gap. So we see it's an important area. Well, it's an area that we have to look at, because we can see some reaction if we come there, like this morning. If you would have a pullback to this area with a setup, that could be a good place to get some longs. Okay, so it's interesting. And then we have the bottom of this area, which would be here in between there, like with the July August volume supports and things like this. So it's interesting to look at that. This bottom area, I would say we can consider all that as important for today price action, if we could get it before the open. And of course the 76.40 here, that there is no doubt about this. You know all that already. We have that very clear in our mind. So that would be the first area, the one of the important areas, of course. And then the last one I would draw here, if this one wants, okay, it doesn't want, so no problem, I will get it here, is what I just said now. For a small pullback this morning with a setup, we could have a long entry there, right there on the top of this price gap, which is a weekly open at the same time. So, and which has been holding yesterday, like a double bottom there, because we are not unfolding the long we had before the time channel. So it looks like we are pulling back inside, which means we can see more pullback now for the next 20 minutes or for the next 50 minutes. So if we get a pullback for the next 20 or 50 minutes, that the two times we have to look at, which will be 8 GMT and 8:30 GMT. So that would be the time we could, the moment of the day, the time we could get a bounce from this one or lower, depending where we go on this pullback. If we can go lower, as I said, the biggest probability is we stay ranging before the CPI, perhaps with a push to double bottom there, which would be nice, really nice, nice long entry. Or we could take the stops under this kind of small consolidation and go to the 76.40, which I doubt would happen before the CPI. But we have to be ready for everything. So that's something important to take in consideration, I would say. Concerning the setups, so that's where we are now. So let's look at the price 6. The price 6, as I said yesterday, we have no 1 hour short. We had a short 4 hour. We are coming back on the upside, which is what I would like to see. And soon I think the daily could post a short setup, but we have room on the upside. So that could be probably perhaps with the 61.8 fib that I spoke about yesterday. Yesterday update is very important, so you can keep it in somewhere. You have it on the channel. It's very important to keep that in mind, because the level we spoke on yesterday update are very important for the whole week and even till the end of the month, if you remember well. So you can find it in the in the Twitter feed, and you can find it in the YouTube channel very easily with a date. It's very easy, not the intraday, but the daily, the first one of yesterday, which was yesterday, the 12th of September. So we could see here some more push, same thing on the 4 hours, same thing on the 1 hour, 15 minutes. So we have room on the upside if we want to go there. On the fast volume reading, well, same thing, we are in the middle of nowhere, so we have room on the 4 hour. The daily is already high, which is confirming what I said. We should see soon a daily signal on the price 6, but we have room on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. So nothing will happen on the daily, which means no big pullback before those one get in line, and we enter on a 5 and 15 minute entry with this chart, which is what I use every day to take all my trades. So I wait here for a 15-minute confirmation. For example, here, 15-minute confirmation. I took the trade. It was this morning at 6:40 for my time, which means 4:40 for your time. And that was this long entry. So that's it for the setups. One thing I wanted to show you too, which is important, if I can move this thing now, I don't remember how to move this. Okay, so I can move it like that very easily. So one thing I wanted to share here, which is very important, is my last chart for the volumes, for the volume block and everything. So we see yesterday, we stopped right on what we call the pivot volume of August and July, which are in the same place. So it's normal. We had this pullback here and we had some fib at the same place. So that's why we had that. Now we are struggling on this range block here and this year-to-date block here. So you see how it has been holding the price. It's important to look at them because they can provide some support. And as I said, we could see a pullback to this area, to this area here on the price gap, and or to the 78.6. So if we look at the 76.40 fib here, which is 100.740 more or less, 100.74. So if we look at this one here, 100.74. So we are blah 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 blah. We are in this area, which is the yearly block 2. So that's why we have a great support there. You see, that's where we had this fib here, but we have at the same time a year-to-date block. And this one is a quarterly analysis I did. This is August here. So each block is offering some support and resistances of the move. If we look August right now, which is this one, I will draw this one so you can see this, but you see it's right at the same time where is the weekly open, which is not casual. No, it's here, the weekly open. It's right where I took the trade this morning here. And then we have other levels. You can have here the value of those levels. I will make it bigger. So if you want, you can note them. But this one here is definitely an area to look at intraday and find a confluence with the level we spoke about on the fib aspect. So all those one here will offer or are susceptible to offer some support on the way down up to there, which is the year-to-date block, which is the 76.40 fib. So all of them will be important intraday if we see a move lower, and that would be great if we could see a move lower before the CPI later. Okay. So what I just show you about the volume, you can find it in the video, you can screenshot it, and that's why I zoom in so you can see the value of those levels here. Those are August level. Okay, so you have them here, the values 1003, blah, blah, blah. And the rest is what we have already said. concerning Dixie to finish with the live update. So I draw this ABC down yesterday. So we see, and we go back to the regular candle. So we see we have touched the 61.8. We went on the 61.8 twice. If we would drop, if we would have a push up, that would be the 100 extension. And if not, then we can see or use those levels, because you see they have been marked, they have been holding, like look at this 50% here, how it has been holding nicely the price. So I will put you the value so you have them on your chart too. So now you have the value of those levels. So each of them will be important in the next hours to see if we go up or down on the Euro USD, which will be inverted move here. Let's give a quick look now on how is doing the Euro USD versus the DXY. So we don't have, if we look, this is a 15-minute chart, which is the one we look at now, because there is no big divergences. We had the huge divergences here that I had called, and that generated this impulsive move up, with the start of that move right on the 15-minute divergence confirmation with DXY Euro USD. So for now, let me put it bigger. For now, if we look, we are lower here. There is no real divergence to look at. I think I didn't look at it before doing this this meeting now, but you see we have a complete correlation now again between DXY and Euro USD. So there is no real thing to look there. Here, let me check at this one. There was a very light divergence here on the 15-minute, but it's really nothing, because I even don't know if we are really lower or not. And usually we need to take the week. So we had, you see, we have no divergence for now. Here everything is going as it should. So there is no special signal coming from there. So I already spoke about this ABC and the level we can use while Euro USD is going up, down. Meanwhile, DXY is going up. So this level, for example, 107.9034 should offer some reaction on the upside if we see any move this morning, which could even not happen. So yesterday, if you remember the top we had there on DXY, the last all-time highs that we had got right to the peep. If you see the previous live update, right to the people on that inside, and I repeat, you will not find this one yourself, but that's inside 38.2 fib here to the peep. We stop there inside a confluence of fib. So now if we look, we stopped yesterday on the one of the sister fib of this one, which is the 1140 inside fib there. So that's where we stopped. I was expecting to see a little bit lower, and nothing has changed there. We are still looking. You can find it again in the yesterday longer update, but we are still looking for this level and this area between these two fib here with this price gap there top. So each of those levels here are important on the downside. If there is a move today, we could use any of those levels. I will try, probably I was late this morning, sorry for that. I had a lot of things to do, and I will try to be live for the CPI later today. So if you want to be in that CPI live like we did for the ECB last time, I will post a link, and I will post it probably I will start it 15 minutes before the time of the data, which would be in that case 12:15 GMT for the live CPI later. So if you have any question, let me know. I will stop now the recording for the rest of the people that will look at it. Let me stop this recording.